What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go.
An old man sitting at 200 right now. What a lovely day. What a time to be alive. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. We survived the cold wave. We're making our way to the 30s, 40s type of days. Looking forward to the spring weather.
Yeah, we hit 60 down here today, and I think it's 70 coming tomorrow, just in time for me to go back up to Massachusetts next week and hit some snow and all that stuff.
Dang, man. Just can't escape it, man.
Can't escape it.
But let's get right into it, man. We had the conference championship games wrap up this weekend for the NFL. We had some I won't say surprises, but we had some good games. I mean, the first game we had the Eagles and we had the Commanders. I felt like the I won't say underwhelming consensus was that people were low key rooting for the Commanders, but the Eagles had other plans.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think that the general public probably wanted the Commanders to win, just because I think a lot of people like a feel good story, and Philadelphia gets a ton of hate outside of Philadelphia, so I think it was easy to root for the Commanders. But Philadelphia ultimately was just more talented and more experienced in those situations, so it wasn't really much of a game. But yeah, I think it was a definitely learning experience for Jaden Daniels and that crew, and I'd expect to see them kind of back in the mix next year.
Yeah, man. These teams played each other. They were pretty much even in the season. But the Commanders did have a come from behind victory last time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the Eagles made sure to not let that happen. I mean, they rushed for about I want to say like 7 touchdowns, something crazy. Between as one of the Commanders fans said, Sean Barkley.
Sean.
And your boy Hurts running in with them tush pushes. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of hate those tush pushes, man. But
yeah,
they are something easily you can bet on to win, but it sucks though because it kills the odds for some of the other guys that and you can make some money on when it comes to touchdown passes. But man, from the jump, man, your boy Sean Barkley ran for about 60 yards the first play. I could just tell it's gonna be a long day, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think Saquon probably could have had 4 or 5 touchdowns if they weren't a push team.
Push, yeah.
Which would have been sweet. But yeah, they're just that play is unstoppable. But it is, yeah, you're right. It's brutal to watch. And I was listening to people talking about it today, and like some other teams just like I don't know why they can't do the same. But we'll talk about it a little bit. But Buffalo couldn't get a 4th and 1 to save their lives.
Yeah,
they got a bigger guy than the Eagles got behind center. So, but yeah, it was cool. Saquon with that first play of the game was electric. I just ultimately too many turnovers for Washington, too many fumbles.
Yep.
I think the one that really killed them was at the end of the first half. Yeah, the kickoff. Yeah. That one was that was kind of the bit of a dagger.
Killer.
Yeah.
Because they needed that because the Eagles were coming back with the ball right away.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's just the Eagles. The Eagles are pretty much they've been here before.
Yep.
They got the firepower to do it. They got on both sides of the ball. They got playmakers on defense and offense. Their defense is young as hell, but they got guys that make plays. They probably have one of the best drafts this year, as people really don't realize it. Well, the past 2 years, as far as they picked up all those Georgia defensive ends and pass rushes that fell to them. Then they had to steal with as far as getting these 2 starting corners this year, which they're probably they're 2 of the 3 top corners that came out. The other one is Arnold on Detroit. So all 3 of these guys are pretty much starting doing their thing. So it's crazy how things shake out. But I mean,
Yep.
they're doing a great job drafting, replacing players. A lot of people didn't think they would be back here this quick, but I mean, when you get Saquon in the backfield, it's a game changer right there for them. So
Yeah, and he only had 15 carries. I thought Jalen Hurts was good. They started, him and AJ Brown kind of figured out
yeah,
something, and Goddard's been pretty solid in the playoffs. But yeah, it's going to be a tough offense for KC to stop. I mean, I expect them to excuse me, key it on Saquon. And I would assume that Sirianni and company over there know that, and they're going to have some sort of game plan to either get him going or get Hurts throwing the ball a little bit to start the game.
yeah, I'm
I
sure.
I just I just if I were them, I wouldn't want to go away from what got you here, right? Like we talked about this with the Ravens and
Yeah,
how
yeah.
they go away from Derrick Henry, and
Henry, nah,
then
yeah,
they
you
come
can't do
back
that.
they come back to him, and not, now it's a ball game, and they go away from him
Yeah.
again. So it's like I think the Eagles will probably try to pound Saquon, but they should have some backup plans.
I mean, we'll get into the matchup, but on the other side of the game, we had the Chiefs and the Bills. It's the fourth time they played in the playoffs. Chiefs do what they do, man. They hold off the Bills. Poor Bills. Sorry for the Bills fans out there that are listening, but it's a little bro, big bro situation. Your boy's 0-4 against Mahomes in the playoffs, and I think it's starting to wear on him, man.
I think so. We had the Josh Allen face again on Sunday. Um, yeah, you know what? Like, I think coming out of this one, people were bent out of shape about the refs, and I probably more bent out of shape before the game even started, to be honest. But I think there was a couple calls that could, obviously that Xavier Worthy catch there, that was kind of a weird one. Uh, the one thing about that I feel like people are missing is that you can use the ground to secure a catch,
Yeah,
as long as the ball's not moving. And I
yeah,
didn't think it was
yeah.
moving, and I think that play could have gone either way. So that one, and it was a defensive hold, so Casey's keeping the ball. Obviously,
Hmm.
they were 15 or 16 yards closer, but then the fourth and one, like, watching that live, I didn't think he got it. I thought it was if the near side guy spotted it, I thought it was a bad call, and I don't think he could really see where Josh Allen was. I thought the guy on the other side got it right. And we talked about this last week. I you If you're the Bills, you can't leave it up to the refs to make the decision. Like,
Yep.
you got to get that first down without a doubt. Don't let there be any subjectivity in this game. Just objectively, you have to beat the Chiefs, and they didn't do it, unfortunately. And I thought they had a fairly okay game plan for a little while, but there's some questionable calls on third and fourth downs. They couldn't get the fourth and one with Josh Allen. They're like 0 for 4. Like, it was weird. You know, Allen had to bail them out on a couple fourth and goals with touchdowns. James Cook had an incredible touchdown. I don't know
Yeah.
how he stayed in the air for that.
Yep.
But ultimately they couldn't get the stop when they needed to, and Casey did what they do, and won another close game.
Yeah, man. That's the thing. Yeah, you can't have a close game when you're playing the Chiefs.
No.
So somehow, some way they figure it out. It kind of feels like every play for them on offense and defense is like the game-winning play for them.
Yeah.
I mean, your boy Mahomes is out there. He's running it, taking it in his own hands and getting first downs. Something we really didn't see a lot of the past few years, but lately he has. Um, Another thing I freaking hate is that they don't go to Travis Kelsey to a whole freaking half, which is ridiculous. Just kills my parlays, but that's another story. But they do a good job of getting everybody else involved before bringing Kelsey out. But he didn't have a great game, and the Bills did a good job of containing him as much as they could. But I mean, everybody else. I mean, Pacheco was like irrelevant, but all of a sudden, freaking Kareem Hunt's going beast mode. Um, it's just it's
Xavier Worthy was awesome.
yeah. I mean, we kind of the crazy thing is that they were talking about the Bills trades and drafts. The
Oh yeah.
Bills traded away the pick to get Mahomes, and they traded away the pick to get Worthy. I'm sure that's coming back to bite them, but I mean, it is what it is, man. They got to
Yep.
figure out a way to shut down Mahomes. I mean, they got a bunch of guys that they thought were going to be great for them for pass rushing in this situation, but honestly, I don't think Von Miller had a sack. I mean, I think he's probably one of the highest paid on their defense. No offense to Ed Oliver, I mean, he's pretty good, but it's kind of small, man. So I feel like they gotta do some things and figure some things out to kind of get that defense back to where it was, or I almost say get a receiver. I mean, offensively, I think they're fine with Josh Allen, and they got a bunch of pieces. I mean, they're pretty much one of the top offenses this year, but defensively, it seems like they couldn't really get a stop. So then we're gonna have the matchup in about 2 weeks. Being hate this long wait, but the NFL does it. They got a bunch of interviews coming next week once the players fly down to New Orleans. We're gonna have the Eagles versus the Chiefs. I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles, man. Right now, I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles, man. I hope Saquon gets his chip. I hope the Giants GM and it's mainly the GM. I mean, everybody else wanted Saquon.
Scone,
Yeah.
whatever his name is.
Yeah, everybody wanted him back, but his ass was like, "Oh, you can hit the market, and whatever you get, we can talk about what you get back." But that didn't happen. So, I hope he gets one. Super Bowl is on his birthday, so I'm expecting him to go for $150, 200. That would be my risky bet right there. He's averaging like 120 something, and the Chiefs are not the greatest run defense, as you saw what Cook was doing to them. Saquon's even better, and I mean, Eagles got a better offensive line. Saquon's bigger. Between him and Jalen Hurts, I mean, I'm expecting a lot of run plays. Might be a long day for Mahomes if he's not able to stay on the field, and they got to put him in these quick score situations.
Yeah, I think their Spagnuolo will have a good game plan. I'm not really that worried about Saquon against the Chiefs. I think they're going to try to neutralize them. I think it's like the passing game. Like, what are they going to do to stop Hurts? Because I do think they'll probably try to bottle up Saquon and say, "All right, Jalen, you beat us with your arm, not with your legs either." Like, I think they're going to try to contain the run just across the board, and then try to rush with four and do all that. Do the Spagnuolo stuff. You know it all too well.
Yep.
And he's you give him 2 weeks to develop a game plan. It's probably going to be pretty good. And he's I saw a stat. I don't know if it's true. He's 20-4 in the postseason.
Yep, as a defensive coordinator, and
he's crazy.
He's the only defensive coordinator with four rings, possibly about to get his fifth. So he's pretty much a lock for Hall of Fame.
There's no coordinator. There's no coordinator in the Hall of Fame. I realized. I think we talked about this last week. There's never been a coordinator that made the Hall of Fame just as a coordinator.
Yeah, because I mean, he
might be it.
Yeah, his stats are pretty much impeccable. He does a great job of creating pass rush and figuring out how his guys can shut down, other guys as far as the corners, safeties, different types of blitzes.
Yeah.
But I mean, on the other side, the Chiefs are gonna have their hands cut out too with that young Eagles defense. They pretty much got that Georgia defensive line that won that the title a few years ago when they were blowing teams up between Carter, Davis. I don't know if the linebacker's playing. I don't know if he's back.
Kobe Dean's still out. No, he tore his patella or something.
Yeah, and then they got there's another pass rusher they got too.
Dude, Jordan Davis is a beast.
Yeah,
he's
man.
Huge.
Yeah, he's like 6'7", 350.
340.
Yeah. So he's gonna be taking up a lot of space, and that allows the other guys to get out there on that edge as far as Carter and I forget the other guy. But I know he's from Georgia too. But I mean, and then they got those two corners, man. Those two rookie corners, they're playing great. Yep. And was it Dijon or something like that?
Oh, Cooper Dijon.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing.
His birthday
great.
Too on the Super Bowl. He's got the same birthday as Saquon.
Oh yeah, so I mean, that's what a more iconic day for you to be playing football at the Super Bowl on your birthday, and for you to try to win it all. I mean, that'd be the ultimate birthday present.
Oh yeah.
And you know, since it's Saquon's birthday, they're gonna unleash him early. So
Oh, he's gonna
um,
cook. He's gonna cook.
that's the thing. If your game plan might be to stop Saquon, but if Saquon, I feel like he gets one of these a game, 160, 70-yard play a game that he
Yeah,
goes for. And I mean, once he starts doing, if he gets one of those on you, it's gonna be a long day, man. It's gonna be a
yeah,
long day. And he's great in the pass game too. I mean, it's gonna be fun to watch.
yeah,
Um, I don't want to say it's gonna be a blowout, but I'm hoping for a 24-17 type game. Um, but it's gonna be fun to watch, man.
yeah. I mean, over under is 40, 49.5. It's Chiefs favored by a point and a half. Both seem fair. I don't know. I'm still going Chiefs. I'm still on the, I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes until he gives me a reason to, and he hasn't in almost, you know, I guess I didn't realize it. Like I knew his career has been pretty much, post, Super Bowl or bust. This will be his fifth Super Bowl. He's been a starter for 7 years. His other 2 years he lost in the AFC Championship, one to Burrow and one to Brady.
Yeah. So I mean,
So crazy, and his only other loss was in the Super Bowl to Brady.
Brett to Brady, yeah. So
So wild postseason career.
yeah, it is,
But
man.
yeah, I'm not betting against him until he gives me a reason to. So I'm going with the Chiefs. I do think it's going to be like a field goal game. I'm thinking like 31-28 type of game.
Ooh, that's high scoring right there, man. It's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
think I
points.
think I think I think these teams are both going to be. I think one of the reasons the Super Bowls usually go low is because teams aren't comfortable, like they're just not ready to go, or you're running up against two good defenses, which I think both these teams have good situational defenses. Eagles obviously have one of the best defenses in the league,
Yep.
but I think that they're familiar with each other, and I think that they're both going to be comfortable in the game. So I'm expecting some points early.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like I said, I hope it's kind of a win-win, right? You kind of hope Saquon gets his first one. As a former I won't say as a former, it was a former Giant. Um, and then you kind
Former Giant fan, Rich.
Yeah, I was about to say that, man. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see if we get Arch. If we don't get Arch, it's over, man. And then to see the Chiefs make history, go for the three-peat.
Yeah,
We saw New England try to go for it, but they ran into Eli at the time. It seems like the last team. I don't know, man. This is a great matchup. Definitely looking forward to the game. Opportunity to make history on both sides. So it's gonna be fun to watch, man.
it will be.
And then in other NFL news, we had some other head coaches get hired. Um, I think we talked about Aaron Glenn already, but I did like the little speech he gave the other day. They asked him about Aaron Rodgers. He kind
Hmm.
of said it's not about one player, it's about the
Yeah,
team. So he's been part of a rebuild up in Detroit. So I mean, he knows what to do, what to look out for. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does, man.
I am too. He had his press conference on Monday. He's learned from some pretty good coaches, obviously Parcells, Sean Payton, Dan Campbell, and he knows the Jets. He was drafted there. He played his whole career there. He might have played anyway. I think he might have played here in Dallas. But anyways, he played there. He knows what it's like. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what happens.
Yeah, he's a Parcells guy. So I mean, those guys normally do well in NFL, whether it be Parcells or um, some Belichick or
Yeah.
Shanahan. Those guys do good. So, and then the Raiders, they went out there, they hired Pete Carroll. I actually like this situation. It's kind of gives me the Seahawks type of feel where he's going to come in and implement what he does for defense, and they're going to figure it out at quarterback, kind of what they did with Russell Wilson. But they're going to need to establish the run. He's one of those coaches that likes to run the ball. Um, and then they're going to have to figure out those weapons, man. I mean, they got Brock Bowers, which a lot of teams passed on, but one of the offensive
Hmm.
rookies of the year, so to say. But there was a lot of rookies that did well this year. But
Yeah.
they need some receiver help and definitely running back and quarterback. So They gotta pretty much he's gonna revamp that offense. So,
Yeah.
but they're gonna be in a tough division with the Chiefs, the Chargers, and who else is in there?
Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders,
Raiders.
and who's the last one? Wait, I always
Broncos.
Broncos. Yeah, I always
Yeah,
forget
so
them.
the pretty much all potential playoff teams you got to beat out. So, he's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, that could be a tough division moving forward. I mean, obviously the Chiefs are there, but then you got the Broncos who had a good, promising year, made the playoffs, and the Chargers who have Jim Harbaugh, so you never count them out.
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's going to be a gauntlet of teams. He's going to have to go through a gauntlet of coaches. He's going to have to outcoach. But I mean,
And,
he's kind of lacking in the as
and
far as a player department.
I was reading today that Russell Wilson might get a look over there, reuniting.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll put him in a good situation, but that's the thing. There's still no receivers, no running back, so it's not. That's the thing. It's not really any running backs for you to go out there and get unless you draft
Hmm.
somebody, and
Yeah.
then there's no receivers unless
Right.
T Higgins becomes available, but I doubt he will want to go to Vegas. But you never know. So I think we talked about the Jags doubling back on their coach, the coach that turned them down.
Hmm.
It's going to be a shit show waiting to happen. But hopefully he can turn around that team. I
Yeah.
mean, the division is not too far out of reach.
No.
But they're gonna have to beat out the Texans, man. So
Yeah. Yeah.
then the Cowboys, they went ahead, they hired Brian Schottenheimer.
Hate that. I can speak
Uh,
from experience. He was a offensive coordinator for New York for 4 or 5 years, and his offense is like blue. I was shocked when I found out he was still in the league as an offensive coordinator.
yeah, I think a lot of people were shocked about the hire. They were like, people
Yeah,
didn't realize he was still a candidate. Like what?
yeah. I don't know. Jerry's lost it. I think over there in Dallas, and I think he's realized that people don't want to go there anymore. It used to be one of the top coveted jobs in the league probably, and now it's like, good. Why would you want to go to that spot? Because you have no control because Jerry's there,
Yep,
and you're basically like a puppet at that point.
pretty much. That's what the hire seems like, and a
Yeah.
lot of people. I don't say a lot of people. A lot of Cowboys fans are kind of not too happy about it. So
Yeah.
we're gonna wait and see what happens, man. They could potentially be one of the worser teams in the NFC East, well, outside of the Giants, but they pretty much have one of the higher payrolls. So you do have a higher payroll and you be sucking is
Hmm.
not a good day. And then that's pretty much it. In the NFL, it wasn't really anything else. I saw your boy Salah. He's going back to the 49ers as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Probably rehab his image for a couple of years, and then
Get another
go back
shot.
get one. These guys always get a second shot, so you got to make the most of that second one, though. Not
Oh
usually a
yeah,
third. Not usually a third one.
no, yeah, definitely is it. But I mean, some guys do well in just staying at as defensive coordinator.
They do. They do.
It's less work as far as all the head coaching duties. You only got to worry about or whatever side you're coaching, defense or offense. But
Yeah.
and then on to the NBA. I mean, more Jimmy Butler news. He's suspended indefinitely. I don't see why they don't just trade him already, but it's
Oh,
taking so long.
I mean,
Like,
at this point, you're not going to get anything back. So you're not going to re-sign him. Just get. At this point, I would just give him away. I
yeah,
know you don't want. I think the problem is he has no trade clause, right?
uh, yeah, I think he's only open to going to like one or two teams, which is like Phoenix and somebody else. But if y'all gonna
Well,
give him away, if y'all gonna give
yeah.
him away, just send him to the Knicks, man. So we could use the depth. But I don't understand why do people want to go to Phoenix? I don't understand that.
It's kind of like Miami West a little bit. It's kind of an up and coming town over there, so it's got a pretty good nightlife. Uh,
Yeah, but they're not winning. They're
cheap
not. That's
cheap
not.
living. No, I know, but you got Durant there. People like Kashiba, the owner. I don't know. Beats me.
Yeah, I don't. If you want to win, I'm not going to. I'm not going to Phoenix. Um,
Guys like Durant.
yeah, but Durant's never led a team deep in the playoffs.
No, he hasn't.
Devin Booker's not really he's not really. I don't want to say he's not really a dog, but he's not really that one like the 1A. He's like a 1B or
Yeah.
1C. And then they messed themselves up when they traded away they should have when they should have traded what's the name, the big away instead of
DeAndre Ayton.
yeah, when they should have traded Aiden instead of what's the name, they're living and dying with what they did. Seems like they're just trying to put pieces together. There's really no um, cohesiveness
Hmm.
as far as players on their team. Like there's
Hmm.
not like they don't got like a defensive guy. They don't got a really a rebounder, or guys are gonna do the other dirty work while these other guys go out and score. So they got a lot to figure out.
Yeah.
And then I saw your Celtics, man. They went out there. They lost to the Rockets the other day. I heard your boy Udoka was cheesing in the locker room. Got his little revenge on y'all, man.
Yeah.
I know you Celtics been struggling, man. You lost like your last 5 games at home. What's going on,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit of a struggle. I think I don't know. There's a little bit off right now. I think they get good good play from one of their stars a night, and then the other guys kind of like take the nights off, and I don't know. I think that been kind of a little bit of a weird season. Like they went 3-1 on the road trip. I thought was pretty good, and then they come back and you know essentially like get blown out by the Lakers, and then to lose the game to the Rockets last night, which they had no business losing that game. So yeah, a bit of a weird season, but again, like they're still still having an overall a good year. I think that people just had a lot of high expectations for them.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested. I feel like you guys are kind of uh, in that Golden State mode where you're kind of just ready for the playoffs
Yeah,
before you guys turn it on. But you got your stars playing a lot of minutes, man. Um,
yeah,
I'm interested to see if you guys try to make a move to secure up some more bench play before the trade deadline and stuff like that,
yeah,
or the buyout, or whatever happens after the buyout market. But
yeah.
I'm interested. I think it's gonna be a great playoffs this year.
It should
Um,
be. Yeah, it should be.
uh, I love what SGA is doing. He went out there last year. People thought he should have won the MVP, but he didn't. And then he didn't talk about it. He just came out this year and he's been balling. He's making it known. He's probably going to win MVP. I mean, he's just, I don't want to say unstoppable, but he's one of those guys that has that speed up, slow down type of movement offensively where it's hard to guard him. He's just getting to the hole at will. He's not really like a huge 3-point shooter compared to some of the
Mm,
other stars.
hmm.
Um, he's just pretty much a bucket, man.
Yeah,
Like Clippers botched that trade, traded him for Paul George, who's no longer there. Man, I
that
don't know
was
what they were doing.
that was a swing and a miss there.
Yeah, I mean OKC's loving it. Like I said, we talked about it before, between their 31 picks and all the young stars they have now. I mean, they're pretty much primed to take it. I don't want
Yeah,
to say this year or definitely in the future. So,
yeah.
and then I don't think there's really anything else in the NBA. I mean, we got All Star Weekend coming up in like 2 weeks. Just disappointing as far as the contestants. We talked
Hmm.
about it before. There's no stars in it. It's just it's on the player. I feel like it's really on the players. I mean, the NBA can only do so much to try to get these guys to play, but
Right.
it's on the stars. They really don't care about it. So, I mean, they don't care about it. We're not going to care about it. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like outside of, I'll probably watch little clips of it, but like I'm not that used to be like appointment television, and it just isn't anymore.
yeah, man, I used to get together with the guys,
Oh yeah.
and watch the dunk contest, watch the 3-point contest.
Yep.
Um, that was like the best part of All Star Weekend. But now it's
Oh
just
yeah.
like I honestly might skip it this year. I'll just wait for it on Sports Center. They'll
Yeah,
probably the guy from the Magic who came from the D League
Max
will
McClung.
probably win. Yeah, he'll probably win it again. Because nobody else is in it. It's just not what it is, man. As far as the WNBA, I mean, they're in the off season now. They
A
actually
lot of
had their
trades
first.
going on.
Yeah, they actually had their first 3-team trade between Vegas, the Sparks, and the Storm. So Jewel Lloyd, she goes to the Aces. Kelsey Plum goes to the Sparks. In Seattle, they get a big, I forgot her name, and then they swap picks. So
Hmm.
looks like the Storm were not happy with that the second pick in the draft because Page is going to be gone in that first pick. So everything else is kind of irrelevant for them. So, but it
Hmm.
seems like a lot of teams are building to I won't say super teams, but they're building stacked rosters to try to
Yeah,
compete before all these other franchises open up. So
yeah. It's more movement I've seen than I've ever seen in the WNBA, which is interesting.
yeah, then I think they got free agency on I think this Sunday. So
Yeah,
starting, so
I saw Brittany Griner's going to Atlanta.
yeah, so
That that
it's
just
a,
came out.
yeah, there's no tampering period. So
Hmm.
um, he's going to be signing quick. It's going to be interesting to see where people go, man.
Yeah.
Um, I'm interested to see if the Fever get anybody. I know people are hating on Caitlin Clark, but she's definitely a draw. So,
Yeah.
and then not to really MLB or NHL, same old, same old. NCAA basketball, nothing going on too crazy. Cooper Flag doing his thing.
He's a beast.
Auburn's pretty much one of the top teams. SEC basketball is coming a long way.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've actually got the Kentucky Tennessee game on right now. Yeah, SEC might be a basketball conference now.
oh yeah, I mean they're
You got
considered.
Florida's good, Auburn's good, Tennessee, Kentucky. Like they have some good. Mississippi State's been good.
Yep. I mean they got the money for it. So
Yeah,
uh,
that's true.
a lot of players didn't go there before, but now they are. It's a lot of money, man, in college sports. So I mean Duke's like I said, Auburn's up there, Duke's up there, Alabama's up there. Pretty much a lot of the same teams we saw last year.
Yeah,
Nothing really changed, but I'm definitely looking forward to March Madness. Um,
oh for sure.
I think UConn dropped to like 25th, 24th, so it's gonna be fun, man. And then on to PGA. I mean, we got Pebble Beach this weekend.
It's I think it is an elevated tournament. It's at one of the iconic venues in the game, which is always fun. The U.S. Open plays there. I think it's every 5 or 6 years. Yeah, I mean, it used to be kind of a low key tournament, which to me never made sense because I love watching. I love watching just people playing golf on that course, and I think they play all three courses. So they play the first 3 days. I think it's Pebble, Cypress, but then they all play. They make the cut, and then they all play Pebble on Sunday. And yeah, I mean, when the wind gets up over there, it's fun to watch some of these guys and what just the shots that they have to hit on that course. It sits right on the Pacific Ocean. Obviously, the seventh hole is an iconic hole, a little short little par three that you basically are looking out in the ocean, and then number 8 runs right along that cliff. If you remember the Jordan Spieth shot from a few years ago when he's basically standing on the cliff.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, I mean, there's the course is awesome. Yeah, it should, I think all the top players are back except for Schauffele. So Scheffler's back from his hand injury. Rory's there. I think 9 of the top 10 are there. The only one, Schauffele, is still recovering from rib injury, but he has resumed swinging. So hopefully he's back soon. And yeah, it should be a good tournament.
Yeah, man. There's so many iconic matchups on these finals for this at Pebble Beach. Remember
Yeah,
back in the day with Tiger, some of the other guys, but I think it's more fun when it's close, like on that final day when somebody's like a shot away or They're going
Yeah.
back and forth between shots for the league.
Well, 18's a ridiculous hole too. It kind of it curls around the ocean. It's a par five, and the wind is always up, and you can easily pull one left into the water. So it's a great finishing hole. And the rough there is always super difficult. You have to be on the fairway. The greens are small. It's a tough course.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you keep it close for the 18, especially like you're a shot or two away, it
Right.
can go either way. So,
Yep. Agreed.
or if you have a huge league, and you get to the 18th, it's pretty much a wrap. So,
Yeah. Yep.
and then I think that's pretty much it for sports. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
And then it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got the I want to say 200th edition of JD's Bites and Brew. what you got for us?
All right, so we got we're still on the healthy train here, but the spicy chicken Alfredo. So it's basically start with the protein pasta, the angel hair pasta, which again, if you ever have a chance, it's actually really delicious. The angel hair protein pasta from Barilla. But get that cooked up while that's cooking. Cut up your chicken, those little 1-inch chunks. Threw them in there with onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, salt, pepper, Cajun seasoning. So give it a little bit of a little bit of heat. So get that cooked up, pull that off. You're gonna make your Alfredo sauce. So it's chicken stock, evaporated milk, and cream cheese. So that basically starts it, and then you add in your Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese, and then some seasoning. So you're gonna use some lemon pepper, salt, pepper, onion powder, and then optional, but I threw in some onions and garlic as well because I just I like the taste.
Can't go wrong with that.
No. So then let that kind of thicken up after you add your cheeses in, and then throw the chicken back in, coat that, and then the pasta in on top of that, and then mix that all together, and you got yourself a nice meal. Another good one for meal prep that you can reheat, and again, still relatively healthy.
Oh yeah, man, that sounds good, man. I feel like you can't go
Yeah.
wrong. I actually like angel hair pasta as one of my
Yeah, I
favorite
do
pastas.
Me too.
I feel like you get so much more like thickness, so to say, in it.
Yeah, because I feel like it holds the sauce better.
Sauce, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of it's airy, but there's a lot of it, so it kind of like catches a lot.
Yeah. But like I said, man, that definitely sounds good. I'm sure the reheat factor is off the roof as well, man.
Yeah. Yep.
And then what you guys drink that down with?
All right, so this week we got a beer out of Charlotte. It's from Resident Culture. I think they got places they got a few different places, but they're main in the Plaza Midwood area in Charlotte, and they make a ton of beer around here. It's all I think been pretty good that I've had. Unfortunately, I ran into one I did not enjoy. It looked good. I was looking for something lighter. So it's called Language of Dreams Pale Ale. It was actually like just what I was looking for. Like it just said West Coast Pale Ale, and I was like, perfect. Like I wanted something that was maybe a little more piney, just a little, like the West Coast style. So I was like, oh, this is perfect, right? Well, come to find out, it was hopped with probably my 3 least favorite hops in all of beer. So it had Mosaic, Simcoe, and Amarillo, which I think I've told you a million times about the Simcoe. I just don't enjoy it for some reason. Some people love it. I don't. And then combine that with Amarillo, which is not one of my favorites, and Mosaic, also probably lower on the list of hops that I like. This one just missed the mark for me. I could see where some people would like it because it is kind of a, I think those kind of hops are made for a certain palate, and that palate is not mine. So it probably is a good beer in terms of where it lands, but my personal preference is not that. So it's probably for me probably like I'll give it a 6.0.
Oh man, that's terrible, man. But I mean, at least you find out you double down on those hops. You
Yeah,
definitely know that they're definitely not worth it, man.
for sure, for sure.
And that's tragic, man. We gotta bounce back
Hey,
for next week, man.
hey, it happens. You run into a beer that you think is going to be good, and just wasn't for me.
Yeah, I kind of hate that, man. When you try something new or you hear
Yeah,
something that's good and you try it and you're like, man, I should have got what I was or
I know,
what I
I
normally
know,
get or something like that. But
exactly.
then that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then this week for the BRRs, we have our normal shows that we're watching. Started The Night Agent, season 2. So far, so good. Gave The Agency a break. I think I'm going to go back and just sit down and watch it all at once. Because,
Hmm.
I don't know, I got to really pay attention. And, like, it has all these great actors in it that it shouldn't be this slow. But it is what it is, man.
That's
The
kind of
Pit,
sad.
yeah, The Pit is pretty good. Comes out every Tuesday on HBO Max. I know HBO Max just dropped they dropped the Diddy docu series and an OJ one, so it's gonna be a nice weekend HBO Max, man.
Hmm.
But I mean, we still got Dexter Original Sin, pretty much Dexter, but a bunch of different characters. You're getting some interesting backstory information on how he started,
Yeah,
but we kind of you kind of already know it from the original series, but
sure.
you just get to see it. Then I have some other shows, still looking to watch. I know Paradise started. That's with I forgot homeboy's name. Remember a guy from This Is Us, the black dude.
Oh yeah, I know the guy. I know the guy you're talking about.
I forget his name. But he's like one of the bodyguards for the president. I guess the president
Hmm.
leaks all the secrets to him or something.
Okay.
I think it's on Hulu, so it should be good. And then still didn't check out Missing You yet. I started Mayfair Witches again. It's okay. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still going through the first season. Still gotta watch The Jackal. Then still waiting on Severance. Wait for some more episodes to build. And then in about 2 weeks we're getting White Lotus season 3, Yellow
Hmm.
Jackets. Pretty much gotta find what else is out there, man.
They're gonna start flowing.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. But try not to watch everything right away, so
Right,
it
right,
gives me
right.
some time to watch things later on when there's a drought. So,
Yeah.
but definitely looking forward to these upcoming shows, man. Hopefully we get the bangers later on in the year, whether it be The Last
I
of
want to
Us.
say
That's it.
Last of
Yeah,
Us. Yes, there
yeah.
it is. Yeah.
And then some of the other bangers from Netflix. People waiting on that Stranger Things, but that's not coming out to like almost the end of the year. God damn it.
Hmm.
Um, but hopefully we get some other ones back that'll keep us entertained during the summer, before the heavy hitters come back in the winter. So,
Hmm.
and I think that's pretty much it, man. I don't got anything else.
I don't think I got anything either. I was trying to think if I watched any other shows recently, but I don't think so. I know. Did you see the latest on the Jordan Baldini? What's the guy's name? Baldini and Justin Baldini and Blake Lively.
Yeah, I saw they got a trial date.
Well,
I
apparently
think,
he had sent her some voicemail at or voice message at like 2 a.m, like apologizing and all this stuff. Like I don't know. It's weird because his side keeps releasing things, and I think they're expecting it to like help him, and I don't think it really is. It's like
yeah,
both sides should just shut up and just like let this thing play out.
yeah, just wait the trial. So,
Every time someone says something, it hurts themselves.
yeah, I mean, this is a big lawsuit. I mean, he's suing for 250 for the New York. I guess he gets the New York Times.
Hmm.
Well, he's suing them separately for 250 outside of the 300 he's
Oh,
trying to get
geez.
from her.
Okay.
I'm interested to see when these facts come out.
Yeah.
because she said that he sexually assaulted her too. So it's getting messy, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's once the facts come out, and then
Yeah.
who's at fault here. But they'll probably just end up settling out of court, and we'll forget about it in about a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.
Till next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.